Welcome back. So Apple, big tech conference, they do a big one every year, I guess, in the fall, launching their new products. They used to be what we would call years and years ago revolutionary, right? iPods and iPads and all kinds of stuff. And now they become evolutionary, just a basic new version of this or newer version of that. So I asked Carmi, when I sent you back that note today, Carmi Levy, our CTV tech analyst on the line, I asked you, Carmi, whether this one from what you know so far, and I know you're sort of looking forward to this, evolutionary or anything revolutionary here that you've seen that might be introduced?
I think more evolutionary than anything else. The iPhone, of course, has been around since 2007 and came to Canada a year later. So we're kind of old hands at this after 15 years, and it's hard to really evolve that basic slab of glass all that much from one year to the next. So, yeah, it will be the best iPhone ever. And it'll have some really compelling new features. I'm looking to replace my old phone, and I'm probably going to buy one. But in terms of if you bought an iPhone 14 last year and you're wondering if you should update, probably not. These things are expensive, and quite frankly, there isn't enough of a difference from year to year to really justify it. But,
yeah, well, hold on, which is why I want to ask you, as the tech guy, you're finally going to go to an iPhone 15 because you said yours is old. How old is your iPhone now?
Mine is just over 3 years old, and I tend to keep my phones a little bit longer because first of all, I've been working from home like so many people, so I didn't really need to go out. And looking at the household budget, I decided that after the phone was paid off, I wanted to save a little bit of money every month. And so after a little over a year, I've been doing exactly that. But my battery's finally starting to go, and it's time to replace it. So it's an 11 that I've had for a few years.
Oh, okay.
It's time to get something newer.
Natasha's, of course, Sarah. She's drooling a little bit because, of course, she tried really hard to get an iPhone. It didn't quite work out.
I'm way too cheap to go for an iPhone 15 anyway. I was looking at, I think, a 12.
13 is good, too.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been a 13, and then there was a delay to be able to get it. So I'm still Android, Carmi. I'm sorry.
It's one of the nice things for anyone who wants to get into an iPhone now is that Apple will happily sell you models from a year or two ago. So that they were introduced a couple years ago, but they're brand new, and you can save a significant amount of money if you don't need the latest and greatest. I think they were state of the art not that long ago. Yeah. And that's a really great way to get access to most of the Apple services that you might want. For example, if everyone else in your family has one, without paying a premium for having the latest and greatest. That's a really good way to sort of save a little bit, especially at a time when we're all trying to cut down the budget a bit.
Do you remember those days when the TV commercials? You used to go to the Apple store when they introduced a new phone. There'd be like 300 people lined up to get the latest phone.
It's not like that anymore, huh?
Remember that?
I do remember.
It's different. It's virtual now. Although it's interesting. There's an Apple store near my house, and every once in a while I'll pop in there just to see what's going on. And you still have little knots of people on launch day. Next Tuesday, the 12th. I expect if I walk into the mall, they will all be kind of hanging out in front like bees buzzing around the hive. And it'll still be an exciting moment. And whether you're buying or not, whether you're an Apple phone or not, it's still nice to know that the tech industry can create that kind of buzz.
I guess.
I imagine what it would have been like to go see a rock, like a rock concert back in the day. This is almost like the modern equivalent of a rock concert for people who are into tech.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. How big is it, Carmi? Because the phones to me just seem to be getting bigger and bigger.
The size is roughly the same as this year's iPhone 14. The good news is, though, the bezels are going to get thinner. So same size on the outside, but more screen because less of it is kind of border. And if you buy the higher end ones, the iPhone 15 Pro or Pro Max, the rumor is that they'll be made of titanium, which will be significantly stronger and, just as important, a lot lighter, which I will appreciate when I walk the dog.
By the way, Natasha, you might want to hold on for a little while longer and get yourself one of those foldable phones. Isn't that the next big thing now? Foldable phones?
It certainly is. Samsung has made some serious inroads. They, in fact, have a smaller flip phone and a larger one, and they're in their fourth and fifth generations, respectively. So, and they're selling, those are their premium phones, and they are selling extremely well. Apple still hasn't gone that direction yet, but Apple is always a little bit sort of slow to go with the bleeding edge technology. They wait for other companies to sort of iron out the bugs, and then they dive in. So I would expect within the next couple of years, maybe next year or more likely the year after that, we'll see some kind of foldability or maybe even a rollable screen from Apple. But typical Apple, they're taking their time because, let's face it, we'll buy an iPhone even if it isn't foldable.
Okay.
All right.
I will mention this other story. When I saw this, I thought, wait a sec. We talk AI. It seems every time we talk once a week, there's something AI involved in it, right? So I love this one. Google has got something going on where AI will be able to go to meetings for you. How's this going to work?
This is my favorite technology.
Not surprised.
Yeah, exactly. That's right, because I hate meetings, and I know I'm not the only one. It's Google Meet, and it's kind of like Google's version of Microsoft Teams or Zoom, the collaborative platform. And it has a feature in it. It's called Duet AI, which is powered by artificial intelligence. And there's a feature that's built into that. Now they've added it. It's called Take Notes for Me. So let's say you're running into the office, you're late for a meeting, but the meeting's going to start. You're going to miss the beginning of it. What you do is you pull out your phone, you open up the meeting, and you hit the Take Notes for Me button. And what it will do is it'll take notes of what everyone is saying. But even beyond that, it'll summarize what everyone is saying. It'll
Wow.
take action items.
How great is that?
And then when you finally do get into the meeting, either back to your remote office or the real office, there will be a little chat bot that you can communicate with, and it'll bring you up to speed. Here's what you missed. Here's what you need to know, which is, to me, is amazing, because let's face it, everybody hates that. And everybody hates, and I'm relatively fast typist, so I'm always the guy who gets tapped with, oh, Carmi will type. He loves it. He'll take notes. So now no one has to take notes, but technology will. The problem here is if everyone says, oh, I'm just going to attend, and no one actually attends, they all hit this button, Google will say, I do not want to have bots talking to bots. I am canceling the meeting. So we'll cancel the meeting if we take advantage of it. So
it really
keep in
does?
mind, we have to behave. Yeah.
That is so wild. Okay, will it also capture sarcastic tones and eye rolling that happens in meetings sometimes?
I have not tested it out yet, but there is video in there. So if you have and I know some people who are a little too animated on the webcam during meetings, it will now be captured for posterity, and your colleagues, both human and AI, might not like it. So
remember to wear clothes. Yeah, remember to wear clothes to your meeting.
That's wild.
And of course, the story everyone is now going to be very excited to hear. You mentioned Trump's Georgia election trial, his Georgia election interference trial, will be live streamed on YouTube. Is this confirmed?
Boy.
October 23rd, the Fulton County court system, the judge has said that it will be there will be a press pool, cameras will be allowed in the courtroom, as well as laptops, and it will be live streamed on YouTube. The court will be operating the live stream. So October 23rd, I put it on my calendar. I'm making popcorn with butter because I totally want to watch that.
There's got to be a way to monetize this. Somebody's already looking into that, I'm sure.
I am reasonably certain that Mr. Trump, as he has done so many times before, every court proceeding, he uses that as a springboard. So, yes, it's being used to fill his coffers and allow him to keep flying his Boeing 757, but at the same time, it gives you and me and everyone else greater visibility into how the court system works. And that's got to be a good thing for the judicial system. It's got to be a good thing for democracy, a good thing for us. So, pluses and minuses, I'm going to look to the pluses.
Mark that date again, October
23rd. I will be there with bells on.
Excellent. Carmi Levy, CTV Tech Analyst. Thank you, Carmi.
Thanks, guys.
Talk next week. 4 o'clock. We have news coming up next. Other side of that, James Menney. Stay with us.